I really have pity for many of our ladies. So many of our ladies, we are so gentle, so meek, that even when a guy is lying to us, we don't seem to see it. There is a lady that was asking a question some times ago. She was asking the question and she was saying that there's a guy that has been on her case. The guy has been disturbing her. The guy has been, asking her out. The guy has been, sending flowers to her hostel, sending her cards, sending her gifts. Every time there's always something coming from this guy to her hostel. And then her friends started telling her, give him a chance. If he doesn't love you, he won't be sending gifts like this. If he doesn't love you, he would have given up a long time ago. Give him a chance. Her friends were telling her, this guy loves you. There is nowhere to see, you cannot see a guy who loves you like this, at any point in time. He loves you so much. Just give him a chance. At least if you don't give him a chance, you won't know the kind of person he is. Over time, he has shown you how much he cares for you. So give him a chance. And then this lady started thinking about it. She started imagining, how she's going to say yes to the guy. And eventually she did. She accepted the guy. And then they started dating. And then started, treating her well from the beginning. He was treating her well. He was handling her so in a very romantic way. He would buy her food. The girl stopped spending her money in school. Buy her food. Ask her if she has read her Bible. Ask her if she has prayed today. Ask her if she has gone to fellowship. Ask her things about spiritual matter. And after all these things, the lady felt, oh really, I must have really been missing. This guy really loves me. He's a child of God. He's very trustworthy. Over time, the guy had won her trust. So much so that everything this guy says, she believes is true. Everything this guy says, she believes is the right thing. So one day, the guy invited her over to his house. For the first time in months, invited her over to his house that they should come and pray. Because they've been praying together on phone, pray together separately, outside on the field and all that. And one day the guy invited her to come, to his house to pray. And then this girl didn't see any big deal in it. She just felt, oh, somebody that has kept me all this while, he won't hurt me. So she went. When they got there, of course they did pray. They prayed. But after praying, something else happened. The guy, stylishly started getting close to her. He said he wanted to show her something on his phone. He was pressing his phone. The lady too was pressing her phone. And gradually he moved closer and said, okay, I want to show you something on my phone. And while, he was showing her that thing on his phone, he moved close, wrapped his arm around her, put it on her shoulder. And the girl couldn't remove the hand and gradually touched her lap. And from there, before she could say Jack Robinson, they had slept with themselves. They've had sex. And so it was like, oh, that was the first time. And the guy was apologizing. I'm sorry about what happened, blah, 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 and all that. And then eventually, after a few weeks, the girl realized that she was pregnant. Her first attempt, that was her first relationship. That was her first attempt. She just got pregnant like that. She realized that she was pregnant. And they became very afraid. They were worried. They didn't know what to do. Immediately, the guy told her, don't worry. There's nothing to do. We're going to get rid of it since it's just a few weeks. We're going to get rid of it. And then he took her to a place where she's going to abort the pregnancy. And so they did the abortion. And in the process of the abortion, something happened to her. Her womb got ruptured. Something happened, things went south and they couldn't save her womb. And all they could do was just to do one insertion or the other, on her womb. And then she went back home. Her parents didn't know what she had been through because her parents, they don't really ask her questions. So they did the abortion and they moved on with their lives. When, like a week after the abortion, this girl started bleeding. And then they took her to the hospital and they realized that something had happened to her womb, and then she had to leave school. Don't forget, she was still in 100 level. All the while that the girl was at the hospital, the guy was in school. He was in school and the guy finished. And then so the girl had to come back to school and start over. At that time, the guy had finished school. So after the guy finished as a medical doctor, he went for his housemanship, did everything that he needed to do, and he became a doctor. By the time the guy became a doctor, became a practicing doctor, the lady was in 300 level. She was in 300 level. And eventually, the guy married. The guy got married. Got married to a very beautiful lady. You know, his wife had the first child, you know, had a second child within 2 years. At that time, this girl had finished school. You know, the relationship had ended. Some way, somehow, the relationship ended. They couldn't go on because by the time the girl came back from the hospital, the guy had changed. You know, something had happened to his life and he had changed. You know, he had met Christ. And so the guy went on with his life. The girl finished, went to serve. And also, God blessed her with a good husband. She got married. You know, first year, second year, third year, no baby. And she became worried. Of course, she knew what happened. She told her husband she aborted some times ago. She had a little problem, but she trusts God that everything will be fine. Of course, the guy still married her. The guy trusted God that God would do a miracle in their life and married her. And so after the third year, the girl became very worried. And so one day the husband came home. As at this time, the other guy that aborted for her when they were in school had already had 2 children and his wife was pregnant. So the husband of this girl came home one day and he told her that somebody, you know, recommended a hospital for them to go to. Somebody told them about a doctor who is a gynecologist and God has been using him for a lot of people. You know, he's also a pastor. You know, he does deliverance for people. He will still help them medically, but he's also a renowned pastor. Very, you know, God is using him for a lot of people. And so he's saying that, okay, let's go and visit this man. Let's see, let's try our best and see. We will keep trying everything for as long as, you know, is according to the will of God, we will try it. So they went to see the doctor. And then they got to the doctor and they realized that the doctor they had gone to meet, you know, was the same person who aborted for this same lady years back. And so as they entered the office, the lady saw him. Of course, they greeted like they knew. Oh, he used to be my friend in school. We're friends in school, very close friend, blah, 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 blah. And they got talking. And then they explained, you know, their challenges to the doctor. And the doctor said, oh, it is well. There is nothing God cannot do. What do you expect the guy to say? Of course, is there anything God cannot do? Of course, there is nothing God cannot do. So he encouraged them, you know, and he gave them, we only care, God cures. We will pray with you. We will do all our medical tests and we'll check. But we trust the Lord that He's going to do a miracle. So it is well. It is well. The Lord's going to do it. This was the same guy that she couldn't say no to that time. This was the same guy that put her in the condition that she is. All the guy could tell her at that point was that it is well. God will do it. To add more to the pain of this lady, as they were talking, the wife of the medical doctor walked in with their 2 children and with the pregnancy. And then she came in, she excused herself, greeted them, and told the husband, we're waiting for you. When you are done, you pick us and let's go home. And she left with her 2 children. And then this lady started feeling bad. This is the same guy that when he wanted to sleep with her, she couldn't say no. And the first time this guy slept with her was the first time she got pregnant and the first time she aborted, and then everything turned south. And so I'm encouraging ladies. See, there are times that you take some decision. There are some no's that you will say that will rescue you from eternal regrets. There are some no's that you will say that you will escape the snare of the devil. Of course, maybe the guy didn't plan it. Maybe the guy did not, wish that such a thing will happen. But look at the way everything ended. Look at the way it ended. put her in a condition where she could not even have a child anymore. He gave his life to Christ before she came back to school, finished school, got married, have his own children. And then the same lady that could not say no, that could not stand her ground, was in a situation where she had to trust God, that God will help her. Ladies, you need to make up your mind to decide what you want for your life. I was speaking with a lady, and then I told her, I said, move away from this guy. You have to break up, with this guy before he breaks up with you, because the guy has been sleeping with her. Within 2 months of the relationship, he had aborted for her once. And I told her, you have to let this guy go. And she said, Mama, I don't know how to. I don't know how to end it with him. I don't know what's wrong with me. I love him so much. I don't even know how to say it. And I said, okay, what if he breaks up with you? And then she said, oh, fine, I think that's fine. And I told her, I said, the devil doesn't leave anybody easily. The devil will not leave you until he's done with you. So you have to walk away from him. So you have to snatch yourself away from him. The devil will hold on to a person until he has seen the end of that person. And if you don't snatch yourself away from him, he will finish everything he wanted to do before he lets you go. Ladies, you have to be strong in your emotions. You have to be strong in your heart. You have to be strong in your feelings. Any guy that is taking you to the bedroom wants to take advantage of you. There is nothing you want to talk about in the bedroom that cannot be spoken about in the open. You have to always stay where people can see you. Stay where people, there are places you can go that you will still have your privacy and people will still be around, so you won't be able to do nonsense. There are places you can go to that you will still be seeing people, but you can have your privacy to discuss some sensitive things. And so I want to encourage you, ladies, please. I want you to just be strong in your mind, be strong in your spirit. The devil is after the female gender, and it had been from the beginning of the world. The Bible says in Genesis, when God was sending Adam and Eve away from the Garden of Eden, he said to them, he said, you will bruise the heel of the woman and she's going to crush your head. From that time, there's enmity between the woman and the serpent. And so the devil is after the female gender. And so everything that is happening is all about sexual. All about sexual. The devil is destroying lots of ladies that should be on fire for God with sexual things. Ladies who are on fire for the kingdom. The devil has snatched away their assignment, their God-given assignment, and has given them pregnancies, giving them abortion, giving them masturbation, giving them pornography. There is something about your destiny that the devil is after. So you must snatch yourself away from the devil. You must tell the devil, you cannot have me. You cannot have this one. I am a child of the Most High God. I am a princess. I should be treated like a princess, not just like a trash that will be slept with and that will be abandoned eventually. Only boys will take you to their bedroom, but real men will take you to the altar.